Hello, I'm Stone Oak Valley and welcome to the next episode of Unpacking My Treasures. So if you haven't watched episode 1, you should check that out if you want. Since this is like a general intro I use for all the other episodes, I have no idea what box I'm at. So you have to check the title or whatever. So let's just go straight to the case and unpack the next box. Hello and welcome to episode 26. And this is also a big box, just like the previous episode. And yeah, it doesn't say anything other than EULA, but that's not what's inside here. So these are Amigas, I can tell you. So let's just begin. So here's the first Amiga 500. So this is 1.3. It has 512 plus 512, so that means there's no modifications or anything like this. So there's a memory expansion inside here. There's the typical on and off for enabling that. I'm not sure what happened here. It is most likely something I did. I probably had a different floppy drive in here or something. Anyway, I put in a PC, modified PC, not a power supply, I mean a floppy drive. Yeah, I'm not sure about the story of this actually. Somebody has been painting on this, so I don't really know if this was something connected to me. I can actually see here on the label it is from the toy shop I have been talking about. So this is bought locally. So I think this was found in a thrift store many years ago. I don't think this is related to any of my family members, like my cousin or myself for that matter. And then I have another one. So this is also 1.3 machine. It has the standard on and off. This one has everything okay with the floppy drive. Yeah, it's just a memory expansion, and yeah, to be honest, I also don't know the history of this. It is just like the other one, basically. But both of these are working. I don't think I've done much repair on them, so that's really good to know. And I think this might have been my own. To be honest, I thought I sold my Amiga 500, but it could be that I gave it to my cousin. Because the strange thing about this machine is that there's a silver label here, and I used to write my name and my handle, so it said like DMP for Demonoid Production. Anyway, this is a 1.3 again, and yeah, this one has been modified with Gotek. So this is at least I have an alternative. So I have 1.3 with a floppy and 1.3 with a Gotek, and then of course the memory on and off thing. So yeah, it is hard to tell if this was my machine or this was my cousin's machine, or yeah, anyway, it is what it is. So there should be like an Amiga 500 Plus or somewhere. Yeah. So these are the same, right? Is this the plus with the logo here? So this has 1.3 and this has 1.3, and the plus should have 2.0. Okay, let's move on. Where should that be? And then there's the final one. Yeah, so this has Kickstart 1.2, and I also have memory expansion for this. I actually had to repair that. It also has a on-off switch, a little bit more luxury edition, I would say. That's the on-off for the memory expansion then. So yeah, I also did some modification here to get fit the floppy drive modified for a PC. This is actually, you know, the chicken lips or the Space Invader. So that is identified by this Commodore key here, and also the look of that key looks like a Space Invader. I was missing several keys, but I'm only missing F6 now. And some people contacted me once and they said they want like 500 NOK for this. I said no, thank you very much. It's not gonna happen. I can still press it, so you know. So yeah, so I was like looking where's my because I can tell you this box is empty. And yeah, now I remember I have 5 Commodore Amiga 500. So what we saw here were 1.3 and also 1.2, and I do remember this machine, so I repaired this way back in time. And I had to wait for the floppy drive, I remember, and then by the time I got the floppy drive and I was repairing it, I went back to the person. I think it was my boss actually, and then he said, my son kind of don't care anymore, you can just have it. But by that time I already had like Amiga 1200, and you know, I just put this on the attic at my parents' house, and I did find it many years later. Because it's Kickstarter 1.2, so he most likely bought it like, you know, he had used it for many years before I should repair it. And I did probably repair it, but then the floppy drives and like decades of whatever. So I'm pretty sure this is just something I did just 1 or 2 years ago. But anyway, the 2.004 machine is actually in a different box, because that is part of some TV series I'm making for my book, which has nothing to do with computers. It's just the fact that that is used for running Scala 500 and some relay stuff and whatever. Yeah, but that was pretty much the contents of box 26. There are 4 visible Amiga 500, but I do have 5 of them, and I cover 1.2, 1.3 and 2.04, so I have like the full complete collection, and they are all unmodified. And I also have one version with the GoTech, so I have like both worlds, triple times possibilities. And that's how I would like to keep my Amigas. There is no way I'm gonna put a PyStorm in this. There's no way I'm gonna do anything of those stupid things. I would only put and accept the expansion that goes in here, and I will also only accept the expansion that goes in here. So I'm not gonna do anything on the motherboard. No tricks, no transparent bullshit, no fancy blinking blue keys. No, I don't also ever gonna retro break this, so I guess at the end of the world I will be the only ones in the world owning Amigas that has not been retro braked or changed the capacitor just because. So these are just as original as they should be, and that's how I like to keep it. So yeah, so that was episode 26, and I will see you then in episode 27, which will be the last one ever.